Joining us now for more, Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Mr. Chairman, good to see you.
Good to be with you.
We've talked about this. The Constitution pretty darn clear that only the President of the United States has the power to pardon people. But Joe Biden just admitted to the New York Times that he was part of a team of multiple people that took part in this process. He would basically delegate a pardon, and then his staff would carry it out using this fake pen called an auto pen. Where does this all go from here?
Well, he said there was a process that they had in place, and that he would delegate authority based on certain parameters they'd set up in this whatever this process was. And of course, that the background is we know he wasn't up to the task, and that was obvious, even though the press told us all the time he was, and now of course they've told us something different, and Jake Tapper's making money off of telling us that there was something different going on. So I think to really pin this down, though, we're probably going to need a whistleblower to come forward, because if they people come in and take the fifth, people come in and don't say, people come in and say there was the process and we all knew that this was in place, and the president set up the parameters. Short of a whistleblower, I think it's tough, but I do think, again, this whole thing just underscores how the left operates. The left will tell a lie. Joe Biden was just fine. Mainstream media will report the lie. Big tech will amplify the lie. And then when you tell the truth, they call you names. And no one knew this better than Laura Trump when Jake Tapper called her all kinds of names on the show for her pointing out the truth. And now, of course, the irony is Jake Tapper has switched positions and say, he wasn't capable of handling the job all along, and there was a cover-up. So, but I think we need a whistleblower to come forward.
So you think they're going to get away with it?
I think it's just tough to prove it, particularly, I mean, the witness, according to Chairman Comer last week, when the witness they brought in, the doctor, he took the fifth, is what the chairman said. So, I just think it's tough, but I think we continue to dig, and who knows, maybe someone will come to, you know what, I know so-and-so was given a pardon, and they didn't meet the parameters, and Joe Biden never, and short of that, I think it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, just the fact that this notion that Joe Biden was going over these 4,000 plus pardons at 9 and 10 o'clock at night, when we know that he was, asleep. He was only good between 10 and 4 p.m. It's not likely. Can I ask you why the New York Times didn't release the audio from the interview? It reminds me of Robert Hur. It's a 10-minute long interview, Mr. Chairman. Why not just let the American people hear what he said for themselves?
That is funny you bring that up, because we went to court trying to get the audio tape from the special counsel when they interviewed the president, and they tried to claim that there was some kind of privilege, even though they'd released the transcript. We're like, well, you can't have it both ways here. So I think that would be interesting. I hadn't even really put that or thought about that. So. We'll see. Now, he did sign, my understanding is he did sign one personally. He did sign one pardon personally.
Hunters, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When it came to his family, his direct family, his son, he was able to sign that one. It was the other 3,999 or whatever the number was.
Exactly.
That it was not done with his actual signature.
I want to ask you about George Santos. Guilty of a crime, absolutely. I sort of think this guy got a raw deal. Former Republican congressman. He's about to start a 7-year prison sentence, which is ridiculous for a first-time offender for what he did. Biden DOJ. He starts it in like 2 weeks. Should Donald Trump consider pardoning your former colleague?
Well, I think, I mean, I like George. I thought he was, just a wonderful, nice guy. Now, he obviously did some things wrong, but I leave that up to the president. Again, the pardon power is a power exclusively with the president of the United States. It is broad. It resides in him, and he can exercise it however he darn well wants. But to the point with Joe Biden, he's got to be the one making the decision, of course. I leave that up to the president. I trust his judgment. And George was a guy that I thought, a nice guy. Obviously made some mistakes, but was a good member when he was here, and actually voted very conservatively when he was a member of the House.
Yeah, let me play you a soundbite. This is one of your colleagues on the other side of the aisle talking about this Epstein situation. Take a listen.
I'm going to be asking Chairman Jordan to call for a hearing where we subpoena the Attorney General and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel to come in and tell us everything that we know, because this thing is really spinning out of control at this point, and there's one way to put it to rest, which is to come clean, as President Trump promised he would during the campaign.
Mr. Chairman, might be the first time I've ever agreed with Jamie Raskin. Are you going to be doing that? Could you see Judiciary subpoenaing Pam Bondi or Bongino or Cash or anybody else?
Well, we're not going to subpoena the Attorney General.
Invite them to testify or talk about this whole thing?
Oh, yeah, they will. We're going to invite them whether this issue was here or not.
Because you know where I'm going with this, Mr. Chairman. This is not going to go away for the White House.
They come every year. And so we're already working on when the Attorney General and the Director of the FBI, they come in front of the Judiciary Committee, regardless of who's in power, who's in the White House, what administration is, they come in front of the Judiciary Committee typically once every year. So we're already working with those, with both of their offices to schedule that sometime this year. That will definitely happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's appropriate. I mean, that's just how our government works. But I do have all the confidence in the world in President Trump and his team when it comes to all kinds of issues, including this. So, but yeah, I do think the American people want to know. But I have confidence in President Trump and his team, and we're already working on scheduling them for their annual trek up to Capitol Hill, where they fill in the Judiciary Committee on all kinds of issues, including this one.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, great to see you. Congressman Jim Jordan, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right.